And we're live, bros. Look at Miggy jumping in from the streets. We got the street reporter.
The
Street
street
Reports
reporter.
live. What's up, y'all?
You're gonna have to go around to people and ask them if they know about Chiba Pet and NFTs and crypto while we're doing this. This is funny. Thanks everybody for
Oh my
tuning
God.
in. Go ahead and hit that repost button if you're watching this on X. We are using Restream, so we're streaming on 13 different platforms like YouTube, Meta, Twitch, D Live, DTube, all these things. We're like on 50% of them are crypto platforms. The other ones are the legacies. So share this out if you're watching wherever you're watching. But if you're not watching
Yeah.
this on X, you can like delete that account and just like focus on X. I don't know why you're anywhere else.
All right. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, dude, it's such a
Mm.
waste of time to not be making money on social media, and Facebook is such a like that's a hole. It's just a
That's
hole.
for old people.
Even old people are in
Hey,
crypto
I
if
made
they're
80
over here.
bucks
They're
on
making money.
Facebook in a year.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, that's why we're on Facebook because we do got monetization. I want to give a
There you
shout out
go.
to everybody who's tuning in, though. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Just got off of amazing spaces. The first time I ever hosted or co-hosted a space ever. And as you can tell, I'm the most busy DGen you probably ever met. And I wasn't late to the minute. I was there early for the spaces, and I was, here with everybody in the back rooms waiting for me. But we went live right on time. I might be high as
Nice.
fuck. It's professionalism above everything. I might be a DGen, but I get the work done and I get it done on time. And I just want to appreciate everybody who does come in to see and watch and hang out on time. Thanks to Chiba Pet for making the time to come on the show. Thank you, bro.
No problem. No problem. I
No
always love
problem.
coming and talking to
It
you.
was so good
It's
meeting
fun.
you at NFT NYC.
Yeah, it was a good time.
How
You
was
st you
the
were Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how was like the turnout for you, like the ripple effects? Were there many ripples? Did any fruit bear from the conference, or did you figure probably wasn't even worth having a booth?
Okay. So, we met some really good people when we were there and at the booth, but we met a lot of good people outside of the booth, like at after parties. I don't think that it was probably something that we would do again as far as the booth goes, and maybe not even the conference. I think we would have probably made more connections if we would have just went to stuff like not FT and NFT
Exactly.
NYC, all the different stuff that was going on around town while the conference was actually going on too. So I would give it a 2 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Yeah, for Miggy, as somebody who snuck in and didn't pay for anything, it's a 10 out of 10 for us. But
Oh
that's how I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like that should be for the attendees. It should be free to just walk in, so people on the streets of New York could have just met, Chiba Pet, and it definitely would have
yeah,
been worth your while. And I think definitely considering
yeah,
not NFT NYC for next year, yeah,
yeah,
I think that's the move a lot of businesses are gonna make because
yeah,
you didn't, and this is like I brought this to a lot of people's attention. You didn't see anybody there this year that was there any of the years prior. Everybody that was at NFT NYC this year was new booth. Nobody was like, I think Mintable might have been the one booth that was there last year that was there this year.
Yes, that was the only recognizable project that like had some legacy to their name.
Yeah, so I want to see
yeah,
more not NFT NYC stuff and Chiba Pet, doing that because I felt so bad for the booths and stuff. Like, I love NFT NYC. I love Jody. I've always had a good experience, but I'm just an attendee. So and now I'm doing Shitcoin conference, and from organizing the events,
yeah,
I have a different perspective of like a way to
yeah,
look at people when it comes to being at the conferences. And I did lose a little respect for the team at not at NFT NYC for the way they took advantage of all these booths, man. So I just want to say, big ups for Chiba Pets because I saw you guys were like you and the cookies, which are hilariously like right next to each other, were like the busiest booths.
oh yeah,
The
us and the cookies.
I went there
They
every
were
day.
good, weren't they?
Yeah, but you guys got like it was so funny because I could hang out with Chiba Pet, and when I get the munchies, they're right next door, and they're giving away dope cookies.
Yeah. They're actually going to be supplying our Denver parties cookies because we got to know them so well.
Yay!
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
hunt. Yeah, that's
So
the
that's going to
benefit
be
of
cool.
how. Yeah, I can see that being the ripple. That's a good ripple. There you go.
That was a good ripple. And you know what was cool about Callie? That's who we met was Callie. Her husband is a really big cannabis person. So we got to meet him. We've had calls with her, and Tom's had a call with her, and we've got follow-up calls with her and stuff like that. We did meet a lot of really good people out there. I will say we met one guy. He came in, he can kind of animate Chiba Pet and make it kind of like a Tamagotchi type
Yeah, I saw
thing,
that.
which I think is really fucking cool. So, there were some really good people, but really what the people that we met that were the most relevant to us were people that had booths already.
It's
Just
funny.
going around and meeting these people. Yeah. And, a bunch of music people, and then just being able to get our name out there when it comes to just what we were doing, but not a big ripple effect.
That is,
We had more
dude. You
fun.
you did something interesting because I don't think I seen that from anybody. And you're right. You guys were more social because I didn't see any other booths really cross pollinating or going and talking to the other booths, but yous
Yeah.
were. And I was like, yo, I didn't
Yeah.
know it was for like business stuff, but obviously you took advantage of the conversation. But I was just
Yeah.
like, yo, yeah, nobody's like I did the Tindering. I was like, yo, you got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this guy. I was like
Yeah.
dragging people because nobody was like leaving their booth, but I did see you wandering around. You made a lot of friends there, dude. Like you must
I
have
did
got
make
like
a lot of
1,000
friends.
new Twitter followers after New York.
Yeah, I like being like friendly and stuff to people. I think it's like, good for business, not just for business, but just to know what everybody else is doing as well. So for me, it was really easy. So I
Yeah.
think that's why they stuck me at the booth and left me there the whole day, every day. Because I was the one wanting to talk all the time. By day five, by the last day on Friday, I was sitting there going, this booth, I'm telling you, it is just anyway, but it was fun. I had a good time at night. There were some really freaking dope parties there. So I
Yeah.
had a good time.
Yeah, that was the meta for sure. Go to the side events.
Yeah.
Miggy, what
Yeah.
did you think? What do you think of the Chiba Pet? You got one? I got one.
I haven't had a chance to get one yet. This week has just been. I haven't even had a chance to really be on the
I
computer.
know you
Besides,
can't. You're literally doing the show from the street. You're so busy.
yeah, but I mean, I loved everything about the Chiba Fest. And like you said, the social, how social you were was the most important part for me because, like there was a lot of booths out there. Like they were all cool, but going out there and getting to know other people. Because like for example, we're working this event tonight, right? And so at events for this bakery, that's what we do. We go out and we get to know the vendors. Like yes, it's great to be there for the
Yeah.
customers and the guests, but we go get to know the people that are working there, that are spending money to be there, that are advertising, that are marketing. We get to know them because we get to know their business. We get to know what they do, how they do it,
Mhm.
if they need help, if there's collaboration, whatever. We're friends, anything. But I like that, and I like getting to talk with y'all. And the project is a lot of fun, definitely right up my alley.
Yeah, I was
So,
just gonna
no, I
say
thought-
let's
Yeah.
let's do an alley oop and jump into what is Chiba Pets? What is a Chiba Pet? What are you and what do you do? Do I put like water on it and grow weed?
Yeah, so that's the whole concept behind it is, Tom had this vision about Chia Pet whenever chia. And then he was like, Chia Pet. And I think one of his really good friends, Woody, was the one that actually came up with it while they were skiing. They were on the lift on the way up. And he said that he was like, Chiba Pet. And he was like, okay, so he had this vision a couple years ago, and we've been working on the back end for a long time now, trying to get this together. So the whole concept behind it is to grow a community of cannabis connoisseurs, and we're doing that by combining Web 2 and Web 3 through cannabis. That's really what we're doing, and being able to give people utility and lots of utility. Well, I've said utility already, but lots of like in real life product. So like the Chiba Pet planter is going to actually be able to be grown in your own home.
Oh,
So, and then it's paired with the virtual planter. So you're able to grow in real life and also grow virtually, or grow virtually in the metaverse. So
if
I
I
think
forget
it's
to
really
water my
cool.
real plant, does my NFT like get burnt? Do I lose? Like, does my NFT wither and die if I'm like a bad
Oh,
plant
I
owner?
wonder. I
Do
wonder,
I have to
like,
do
if
like
that would be a
proof of
thing.
plant? You know what I mean? Like I have to prove that I'm like a good plant owner to get like my
like the
my
No.
Chiba Pet
Tamagotchi.
leveled up. That would be so funny. That's where the
It'd be like
IoT, I
a
guess,
be
comes
like a
into
Chiba
it.
Gachi.
Yeah, there's some
Chibagachi.
IoT for that. I think there's some stuff that will like text you if you forget to water your like ficus or something. You can put these like water soil sensors and it will like Bluetooth text your phone or something. So IoT,
Really?
yeah. Wait for like a hardware wallet for your
IoT.
weed plants. Like,
That'd be awesome. Like, really would be good because you know how stoners are. We'd be forgetting all the time.
That
And
is a
so
good point, actually. Especially if I
sitting
can
there
make it so
going,
I can get rewarded from like the Chiba Dow. Every time I water my plant, I get rewarded from the
yeah,
Dow for like, just being a good plant owner. So it's like a
You
rewarded
can
reminder.
you can get rewarded in drip,
Drip, dude.
little
Shout out to
drips of
yeah,
Drip.
we
water.
have the Drip app in Discord.
Yeah, I missed my meeting with them, and I'm really sad. I was there a half hour early, and I'm messaging him like, "Where
Huh.
are you?" And then I left 1 minute before he showed up, and then he was messaging me,
Oh,
"Where are you?" And then I saw it, then I jumped back in, and I was like, "I'm here.
and
Where
then he
are
was gone.
you?" Yeah, that was a Chiba moment. That was a Chiba
Right.
moment.
That's a Chiba moment. That's a Skittles moment.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure. It looks just like you. Sure, you didn't like
I'm
look
telling
for
you.
like some kind of. It looks so much like me. I almost have to lose weight so I don't look like that thing too much. It's just like a little
Oh,
round
be
me.
quiet. You don't look bad. He looks great. I'll tell you. That's what I say about Chiba Rishki. He's so good at what he does, and all of the characters are hand drawn, and he just brought them to life. Like they're literally just like the best, like version of what Wheat Strain it is. So like with Skittles, I can't unsee what Skittles is going to look like anymore. It's always going to look like Skittles that we have. It's just crazy, and Bruce Banner and Purple Haze and and Sweet Tooth's one of my favorite. Northern Lights is my favorite. She reminds me of like a hairband, like an 80s hairband. She's got the whole hair. I don't know if you've seen Labyrinth, the movie Labyrinth.
Of course,
Like
I know
has the
David
whole
Bowie's
David.
Labyrinth.
Yeah. It looks like that hair. I don't know. For
I
some
can
reason it just
quote the
reminds me of
whole
that movie.
Goblin King book she reads. Like I know
Isn't
the
that the
Labyrinth.
best?
Yeah, Jim. Shout out to Jim Henson, bro.
That's one of the best movies that's ever been made. So
Yeah, I could watch it right now tonight. I'm probably gonna watch it after this. That's probably
yeah,
what
I
I'm
know,
gonna
me too.
watch. Yeah. If you guys aren't gonna watch Labyrinth now after this, you probably should stop watching the podcast right here because
Yeah.
we're not a vibe. We're not gonna vibe from here on out.
No, we're not vibing anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, watch the Labyrinth with us decentralized tonight. We're gonna tune in around
Yeah.
12 o'clock, 12:30. All right. But let's
Yeah.
get into like the utility of it. I want to dive back into the art in a minute,
Okay.
but the utility is where I think it's interesting because there's a lot of like weed styled NFT type art stuff out there that you can collect if you just want like stickers for your metaverse sticker book. But the Chiba
Yeah.
Pet has some, utility inside the real world, and I wanted to really, kind of
Yeah.
dive into why somebody would, buy a Chiba Pet NFT, and like how does that,
Okay.
how does that have value in the real world, not just, in crypto.
I gotcha. So, I mean, I'll dive a little bit first and talk about the 3D plan or the 3D cards. So, the 3D cards, they come with the originally composed soundtrack. They can be delivered in real life or vaulted. So, you come with a pair. They can be sold as a pair. It was kind of for us, we thought about, let's think of something that shows the effects, the usage, what are you getting out of it? And, the utility is the plant, the planter is really cool because if you have an OG, if you're an OG card holder, you're automatically going to be allow listed for everything else, and it's also going to give you a discount on those planters. So we wanted to reward people for getting the card and being very early in our project to where they can get allow listed and get free Chiba coin dropped, free, where they're going to be pre-sale for all the planters. They're able to order the planters and be prioritized early. They're going to get all of that. But the really cool utility about all of it is all going to start, when we get the metaverse going. When we get Chiba World going, the utility is going to be crazy insane. So you're going to get in the metaverse. Canna Claus, Think Sinatra, Solo Breezy, Hilly Doe, they're all going to be teaching cannabis classes. So if you're one that you want to learn more about the terpenes, or you want to learn how to cook with it, or you're really crazy about wanting to know, you know, why, where did it come from? What strain should I be picking? How do I grow it? What's seed to autoflower? What does that even mean? Those types of things. It gives people a chance to go in the metaverse, take these classes, and it's also going to give people a chance to go in. And if they're not really as concerned about that, mindful meditation, we're going to be offering yoga classes. We're going to be offering beginners Pilates, mindful
This is
meditation.
the
We have people
happiness to
coming in.
humans message right here I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah, and then we even have somebody that's going to come in and do a hypnosis. So they're going to
I've been
hypnotize.
trying to
You
get
can do.
hypnotized for like 5 years. I will volunteer myself. If you can, I will put a bounty up. Like if this person can hypnotize me to get me to never bite my fingernails again, I will
Right.
send them money every month like Netflix.
I'm telling you,
What
because
if
that's
they
what I'm
hypnotize
saying.
you to bite somebody else's fingernails?
Oh, that would be hilarious. I have the impulse to bite Miggy's nails.
Yeah. And so I'll tell you this too. The utility is going to be really cool for not only ourselves but also for other brands because we're going to have a storefront, right? So these people are going to be able to come in and people like let's say homegrown creations or special K bong or any type of rappers, they can actually mint their stuff as NFTs and then deliver it in real life. So you'll have rolling papers in the metaverse and then you'll have your rolling papers delivered in real life. We're even thinking about things like say you pick out a pair of Adidas that you really like and you want a Chiba Pet character on the side, your Chiba Pet avatar can actually wear those sneakers in the metaverse and then they also be delivered in real life as utility. And that's what we're trying to combine it. You know, we have our merch, we have the in real life planter kits, we have things like that where you can get your card delivered to you if you'd rather have it delivered to you than vaulted. The 710, 10K Genesis set. We're doing all these in real life events that surround these.
See,
So,
when you take
we're inviting
everything
everybody.
crypto out of this conversation, it sounds like a Web2
Okay.
business. You know what I mean, though? It really sounds like a
Yeah.
traditional standard business model of
Yeah.
like a Costco kind of membership thing that most people are familiar with, a
Yeah.
gym membership or something. Like that's what I want to touch on is like it's not just a JPEG on the blockchain anymore, and that's really like it's
Yeah.
not just black lines with white spaces, it's a QR code or a barcode and there's something behind it, right? It's like that's people look at a QR code or a barcode and they don't really understand what it is, and I feel like that may even carry over to NFTs because it just visually is what it is. But in the metadata, you get all of these physical IRL attributes that apply to all like the things you signed up for in the real life. Why you have a keychain with these QR codes for the supermarket, for the pharmacy, for the gym, there's so many keychain things on your keychain. This is basically in your phone's keychain.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about it. I think it's needed. Music, there's going to be NFT music. They can mint it. They can mint concerts in Chiba World. Then we're going to have all these different in real life events going on during
I love
10,
that there's music in the NFTs too. Skittles has music. I have a dope jazz hit. Now I wanted to ask about like IP and stuff. Are you going to be getting involved with like licensing distribution or IP rights type thing? Like since I have one of these NFTs, could I like legally use it somewhere like on YouTube as an intro song, or are you guys not so much like sharing because I know I know the musician is obviously highly involved in the project, so I don't want to just say give away their music for free, but if they are like open sourcing it into like the public domain, people that have the NFT might want to use it like me, like as my intro music or something for the podcast.
Yeah. No, we're open to a lot of things. Like we're completely open to that. I have a really hard time with the 3D cards because I've heard from several people that it looks ruggy. They've told me on Spaces before
it is
that
copy and
3D
paste.
cards.
It looks like every other
Right?
you know what I mean? It's been done before.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But it's I think it's a template on Blender. So I think that's why it has that look, because it is a template on Blender. But the template doesn't come with all the art and the music and everything else.
Yeah.
It's just a template that you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, oh no, we're not ruggy. And I hate that because, originally the 710 that's supposed to be dropped on 710 was supposed to be dropped on 420. And Tom, he did the right thing and he did it right by the community because he said, I'm not going to release these yet because they're not ready yet. I'm not going to rush this because we have 1,000 different trait variations that I want to get exactly right before we do.
Yeah,
so
that could
he
really
did a good
screw
job.
everything. Yeah, you don't want to rush it,
Yeah,
especially with the metadata, traits, rarities, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It can become, it could be the hole in the sinking ship if you rush something like that. That's
Exactly.
coming from
So that's why
Asvoria.
we
We
did
know, we're building on Solana. Solana recently has some issues.
Yeah.
We're doubling down on, checking to make sure everything we're doing for the launch pad is ready for public launch. So it's like measure twice, cut once, or measure twice, mint once.
We put a lot of our resources to make sure that the development and everything comes first, and then marketing everything. Not that it comes necessarily second, but like you just want to make sure all the ducks are lined up, your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, because with blockchain stuff, like once you do it and you mint it, that's it. You can't fix it. You have to do it again, and that's a problem. And you see in a lot, you see a lot of projects who have done that where they just want to get out a product. They want to get out an NFT.
Yeah.
They just want to launch. They don't want to miss their deadline. They don't want to miss their roadmap. Instead of changing the roadmap or adjusting,
dude,
they want
roadmaps
to
are stupid, bro. Roadmaps are so dumb because life happens. There's so many variables that could variabilities in the equation that aren't just like in your roadmap XYZ. You have you're building first off on a blockchain that you have no control over. So anything could happen at any second, and now you look bad because you can't meet the deadlines of your roadmap because of the infrastructure you're building on. That's like having a construction issue trying to build like a hotel, and you're getting, it's like they have no concrete. We're out of sand. How's that my fault?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And that's the thing is, it's not out of the question to, obviously we're ETH maxis, but it's not out of the question to be on Solana for our
That's
coin,
the one thing that broke my heart when I met
base.
you. I will say that much. Because you have to now convince the Ethereum stoners to jump on board. Because it's going to be difficult for the average Joe stoner who's still like kind of, asking their dealer for a front. Like, yo, can you front me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, you guys are for degens. And degens can't afford these gas fees. But there are whale degens. I know so many. Like, don't think that there aren't there. Like on Ethereum, you can clearly see them in the Bored Apes and all that mutant stuff. They're there, but it's just got to convince them to come in and play, and that's a different talk. But I would love to see you guys playing in Solana and other blockchains and stuff as well.
Well, and that's what we're thinking too. It's not totally out of the question. We've thought about, doing the coin on Solana. We've thought about Somatic. We've thought about even Base has been pumping here lately. I've heard a lot, but
I wouldn't play with Base.
Is
I'll
so
talk
ruggy.
shit about it right now if you want.
Yeah, well, I've heard it's very ruggy.
So first
it
and
makes me
foremost,
nervous
fuck you, Brian Armstrong. Fight me. Second, Coinbase is a scam. Fuck Coinbase. I would never use Base ever. The fact that Coinbase is suing the SEC and that's the title of the newspaper, that is so ruggy. It's the same conversation. Once they go to the court, the same conversation will happen as if the SEC sues Coinbase. So they just want and front run the newspaper. You know what I mean? Like legacy BS. Yeah. So I'm not even about it. And they're going to take advantage of every meme coin and community that has made Base what it is. And they're gonna rug you guys. They're gonna rug. They're gonna force docs or rug. They're gonna blacklist everything. They're gonna button up and they're gonna abuse what you built. And they're just going to take it to the VC side of things, and they're going to say, look at what all these degenerates did with what we built, and imagine what you can do in your suit and tie with all these, servants and peasants in your ivory towers. Yeah. Imagine what they can do with Base. After we kick all them off, they're only going to have to come back to you. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like I'm never going to be a fan of Coinbase. They're culture vultures. That's the only reason they got involved in any of this stuff. They've been anti-shitcoin, anti-meme coin, anti-Doge since day one.
Yeah.
I'll never give them anything. Don't ever give Brian Armstrong anything. Anything but a sucker punch. He owes everybody I know money.
Punch NFT. Drop it in his wallet.
Yeah, dude. He owes everybody I know money and people I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've heard a lot of stuff about Base, but we're just Solana would probably be where we go for our coin if we get off of Ethereum. So
if not Solana, I can help you build on Wax. I think with like $100, you could do so much on Wax because the contracts are like a penny.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I said, I was like, you got to think about the community a little bit and kind of pivot, some and which Tom has a final say, and he's very brilliant and he knows what he's doing. But, I get on these spaces and I hear stuff and I'm like,
yeah, I want to get Tom in touch with my boss Nico and talk about Chiba in the spatial web of like Asvoria, because if you do want to dabble in Solana, we're launching our launchpad in a couple weeks. We'll have our marketplace and stuff, so we could send you something over and you could be like testing our launchpad and stuff, and you can get ready for your Solana stuff. You could even just use it to be ready for when you're ready for Solana.
Yeah. And that's why I tell and he's open to it and everything like that. But I I'm in the spaces every day, and I see and I hear and I know what people are doing, and I can hear them. Let's pump on Solana now. Let's go to this and let's go to that. And I feel like it's important to try to pivot, but I don't feel like it's important to pivot into something that's going to be unsustainable to come back from. So for me, it's like let's do the right thing by our holders and make sure we give people options, but not to go so far left to go, let's do this and let's just not even look back. I understand there's a lot of thought to it. So, but
Yeah.
it's so funny with Web3 because Web3 has really shocked me the last little while, like of how like cutthroat people can be and like how different things can be than what you think that they really are. Like people that you think are your friends and their supporters, they're not fucking your friends and not your
Oh,
supporters. Like
doesn't
for
that
real, for
hurt?
real.
That
Yeah,
hurts
true
different.
that.
It's a different
Dude,
type
it
of hurt,
does.
right? Like it's different than like
It
you
just
didn't come to my
really
birthday
does.
party or something like it. That hurts, but this hurts. So I'd rather you not show up to my birthday party somehow.
Rod, you're not invited anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it really did hurt my feelings. Like, and and I had some really good advice given to me by some really good friends. And they were like, Darcy, you have to get a backbone. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And they were like, you can't let that kind of stuff bother you because people that they said at the end of the day, it's competition regardless. And they're not gonna, and I'm like supporting all because I'm just a ride or die. Like once I start supporting you, period, that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't get that kind of like shown of respect in return. And it
Right.
really was like slapped through cold water in my face, like I can't believe that, that y'all are acting like this. It's just weird to me.
Well, what
So
about the
I have
other
a hard
side of
time
that
with it.
coin, though? Because I see a lot when I jump in your spaces and I see in a lot of the comments, you guys are getting some interest for collaborations and stuff. So I do see
Yeah.
the other side of that coin. It's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't see it as brightly, but I definitely do because
Yeah.
I met you in person, so I have a different level of like give a fuck about you guys than most projects because I didn't
Yeah.
meet them, I didn't hug them, and I met you and I hugged
Yeah.
you, so it's different. So it's like
Yeah.
I see when I see the love yous are getting from different projects, it makes me smile. It brings a little warmth to me, and I just want to see like if you can talk a little bit about like some people that have reached out or are collaboration or people that you're seeking collaborations with or how you plan
Okay.
to do collaborations with the Chiba Pet.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously the first people that reached out to us was the My Homies Project by Cheech and Chong. Lauren, Uncle Pablo, they're all great people and they've done nothing but be really supportive with us, really helped us kind of bring their community over to our community. And did you just throw that? Okay. I thought I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw
It
that
just
too.
disappears into the
That's
look
awesome.
at this mess. The garage is
Hell
a
was
mess
that?
anyway.
I like it just disappears into the ether of the garage.
No, that's why I started laughing. But they did, they did a really good job of checking on us at NFT NYC. They sent us this big spreadsheet that showed anything that was token gated and things that was going on, and really helped us out with the NFT NYC thing. And they've also been so supportive, being in spaces, telling their holders about us. We've done the same about people that might not have known it. Some of the My Homies Project. Another one that we really, really like a lot. Oh, I do. Tom is yet to meet them completely, like through email, me talking about it and stuff. Is I don't know if you've heard of them, the BTFD rabbits.
Yeah, by the fucking dip rabbits.
Do I?
Yeah, BTFD by the fucking dip.
Yeah. They're amazing. Like they have a great project. I hold a ton of rabbits and I love Dee Dee and Wizard and Benji and Charles and all them that are doing the right things. I think there's a lot to be learned from them. I think they're doing the right things. They have their community at the forefront of their mind. That's what they are doing, is trying to build, and they're doing it trying to keep their holders and their community, you know, at the forefront of their mind. And so we're actually going out to Miami to their party on December 6th, I believe.
Oh, cool.
We're going to have a table out there. We paid money for it to where we could go out, support. There's going to be tons of projects there. They're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So those are the two that we're really collabing with at the moment. That's
Awesome.
something that we're really trying to do. You know, when it comes to the rabbits, we don't really have anything going with them right now as far as like collabing and bringing the two brands together, like for any type of like Web3 collaboration, but I can't tell you that it wouldn't be in the future.
I think that the IRL stuff is more meaningful anyway. That's you know
Yeah.
what I mean. That people are more used to
Yeah.
that version of a
Yeah.
collaboration anyway. Like what are the IRL benefits collaborations? Because like the Web3, it's still so early. Those benefits, like it's really hard to like
Yeah.
explain why this collaboration.
Yeah, what
even
you're
is.
doing.
Yeah, now you have to
Yeah.
educate people
I
before
don't
they
get
even
it.
know the benefit. Yeah, exactly. But now you
Yeah.
can go to this physical experience and see
Yeah.
the physical benefits of the collaboration.
Yeah, and that's what we're planning on doing, and going out there supporting their project, supporting everybody that comes into that project, and then really meeting some new projects and really getting to know who we're, surrounding ourselves with. So it's really cool. People that I would like to collab with would be people like we there's other cannabis brands as well, and they've kind of reached out a little bit. Sprouts Tribe is a really good one that we're wanting to go to market with, like a at Syracuse for their farmers market.
Oh,
Put our
cool.
planners out a little bit, see what happens. I think that's really good. They want to go to it. They want to do it. He's 100% in. He's a really good guy. He's a very hard worker, in his mid 20s. So he's got the strong willpower, and I think he's got the maturity to really, really take this to market and be like, hey, and he wants to do it with all the cannabis brands. He's like there, like ride or die. And so I think that's a really wonderful thing. Um, I really like him. There's other projects too that would be, like Tricky Buddha would be a really good one. He's been there with us for day one. I
Tricky
really
Buddha's
like
awesome.
him. Yeah, I really like Tricky. He's always been there to support us. He supported me with his elixirs and stuff. He sent me some stuff for my hands that he didn't have to send, and that was really nice of him. And there is some people that, want to collab with us, but it's kind of like a push and pull a little bit. You can tell that they want to, but then they're kind of like, no, never mind. And then they want to, and it's no, never mind. Because I think it's like in direct competition, so they don't know whether or not it's something they want to do or something
I
they
don't.
don't want
There's
to do.
no
So,
room for competition because there's so much
no,
space for complimenting. Like you just
thank
compliment
you.
each other. There's no competition. Like, do you really think Dunkin' Donuts cares about Starbucks being across the street?
No, or fucking
I'm
Krispy
pretty
Kreme. They
sure
give two
it's an
shits.
actual net benefit if Starbucks is right across the street from Dunkin' Donuts because now you know where to go for coffee. It's the coffee spot. This is where you go for coffee. It doesn't matter. They
Yeah,
have the spot. You know what I mean? Like you just be in the spot. Be the spot.
yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to, like, that's what our whole project is for the Chiba world, is to bring all these communities and cannabis connoisseurs and cannabis projects into the Chiba world, not to go, hey, you're in Chiba world and you're doing this. It's for them to be able to showcase what
Dude.
they're doing. Like, our art lounges are for everybody. I don't
Yep.
care if you have an art lounge and you don't put one Chiba pet in your art lounge. If you want to put everybody else's art in there, it's yours to do what you want to. If you want to do every single Stonies in there, or you wanted to do Hippie Life Crew all in your art lounge, that's all free to
You
anybody
know,
to
it's
get
an
into Chiba World
indicator
and
for
have an art
me.
lounge.
It's an indicator for me when I see a project refusing to collab because they're terrified of the competition. If you can't
I don't
figure out
know
a
if they
way
are.
to collaborate,
Absolutely.
you're going to fail. Like, so if you see a project being very like, oh, this is a competition, don't talk about this, that's like a blocked word in their telegram, or this is like they delete those or they put those tweets into the hidden folder or whatever, right? Like, find those, because when you see these projects saying like everything's competition, that means they're struggling. That means
Yeah,
they can't figure out how to make a move that benefits the people that are in the
yeah,
project by joining another community and benefiting somehow, right? That cross pollination, when you start to see the
yeah,
refusal of collaborations, that's an indicator. It's like, look for it. And if you see the extra effort being put out, where projects like
mhm,
Chiba Pet has strategies to collaborate, where they get in where they
yeah,
fit in, that's an indicator as well. So just go with these signs of like, who's probably not going to be here next year because they're not making any friends.
yeah. And see, and that's what I love. I hold every single cannabis project that I know of right now. I hold one, every single one of them, and that's what I want to do. And I want to support them. Like, I support Hippie Life Crew, I support Stonies, I support, and I love all of them. And they've never done anything wrong to us at all. Like, they've been supportive. But when you try to, there's some brands and you try to do with them, and they're kind of like, no, or they'll go, they've been real hopped up and really happy about our drop, and they're really excited about our drop and everything. And then as soon as your drop goes, it's like ghosts, they're gone. It's like, okay, now it's competition now. So now we can't support you anymore because now you've dropped your mint, and that means that that's competition to us. So bye. But before that, everybody's all over you. They're, oh, congratulations. We're so happy about your mint. We can't wait until you mint. We want you to do so well. And then as soon as that mint drops, it's like crickets. Where'd they
Cough,
go?
cough, elemental souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to
And
My
piggyback off your
souls.
thriving community.
For a little bit, and then once they get the benefit of that, then it's like, all right.
Right.
Yeah,
I see
that's
everybody
what
loving
happens.
the elemental souls I'm doing, but we're I think we hit 11% of our pre-sale or pre-order, I should say.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like so many
I'm gonna have
people
to go
are
get
hyped,
one.
and then I'm just like, no pressure, no, please don't, no pressure.
No, I already told you I was going
Okay,
to
I don't want it to
because
be
I
like
didn't
I
know what
fucking
it
just
was
put you
on.
on the spot or nothing, dude. It's none of
No,
it
no,
goes
no,
to me.
because I
So
want to win.
100% of sales go to the artist. I get zero out of anybody sending anything, but
Nice.
hundred
You did 'em.
percent goes directly. It's going right to his wallet. We're taking a snapshot
Nice.
from his wallet, and then we're gonna do the mint and distribution at 420. So
Okay.
he's getting all of this so he can make the cartoon
Okay.
that we want to do. But the thing is, I'm saying is
Yeah.
like so many people are like, oh, I love you're doing a cartoon, a kids cartoon, Web3 this, and I'm like, I know all your addresses, assholes. Like, I'm that guy. I got your name in a folder, and every time I see an
Yeah.
address, I put it there, and that's what I do for funsies. Like, I like to go through your
For
wallet.
funsies.
Like, I can go through your wallet without you thinking I'm going to steal anything. That's the new meta, right? I can get to know a lot
Yeah.
about you. As soon as you send me an NFT or I say, hey, can I send you something, and I get that address, I get inside your head. So, like... I know who is and isn't supporting me is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And that's how it's been with us too. Like we know who's supporting and who's not. And that's why I said it's been a really it's been like a little bit of a shock on what has went down. Like I wasn't expecting it, to some people. I mean, and I'm not mad at them. Don't get me wrong. There could be a ton of
No,
situations.
everybody has
right now.
love to show. As long as
Yeah.
it's love, show it. You don't have to show it with your
Yeah.
money. That's for sure.
It's
Just
not
retweet
about
my
the
shit.
mint. Yeah, it's not about the mint. It's just where's the retweets at and the
That's
likes
exactly
and the
it.
shown
Why don't you
support that you were
comment?
having.
We
Where
got
the fuck did it go?
118 fucking people watching this. One comment. Shout out to Charlie.
That's what I'm saying. That's the stuff. It's not about the mint for me. It's just like, I've spent hours in spaces with some of you people, and I have really grown to have relationships with you. And then whenever it drops, and then you completely ghost and act like you don't even know who we are anymore, it hurts my feelings. Like,
Oh,
and
I do want to
that's
say
whenever.
real quick, I do love everybody on YouTube, Facebook. I just don't see your comments because I don't live there. I live on X. Come comment on X. I forgot you were even there to be a sad. I was like, oh yeah, we do have hundreds of other viewers, and you are there. I see you. I know you're commenting.
All right. But yeah, so that's the only thing is it's just, and that is just and so that's why they were like, you need to get a backbone because not everybody in Web3 is going to be really your friend like you thought they were going to be. And I'm like, but that's how it is. And because I'm just such a ride or die person that whenever I'm supporting you, I'm supporting you. And there is no beat around the bush for me. And so I expect that in return. And I have to learn that it's not always that way in Web3.
Give without the expectation of reciprocation. I know a lot of relationships I've been in taught me that.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not anything about the mint. It's just that I feel like it's been like they don't care anymore, because it's like, well, now you're competition, so now I can't care
they
anymore.
love the rumor.
And that's what
they
I
hate
don't
the
like.
news, right? Isn't that the
Yeah,
kicker?
that's the only thing. Yeah, and it just kind of sucks, but it's fine.
Hit them with the next rumor. Let them get that FOMO. You know what I mean? Let them go and have to scalp it from the secondary market and pay that premium. There's always, as long as they're interested to begin with, you come out with that next thing, you're already on the radar, and that's where FOMO happens, right? So it's never,
Yeah.
it's always the, I should have bought it people and it takes 7 times almost, right? Look at Bitcoin. How many times Jamie Dimon and Michael Saylor probably said I should have bought Bitcoin before they bought it? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna have your own Chiba versions of that in your own little ways, and just take it for the blessing it is. These are gonna be flies on the wall, having FOMO until they pull the trigger, and that's gonna make them an even stronger community member. That cuckold that they're kind of giving themselves, just spectating, it's gonna make them want to be more in it once they get in. It has more value. So there is a lot to be said to the people that may not participate day one. Because, at least they're aware of it. And that's the power Bitcoin had as well. It has mass awareness. The masses know about it, but they haven't adopted it. We're not at mass adoption. So it's that fly on the wall spectator thing Bitcoin even has,
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is I just, we have such good community members already. Like they are so good. And we have so much fun. Like in our Discord, we're doing on Wednesday nights, we're doing smoke session story time. So we're going to be telling stoner stories, and that's the best. I love sitting around telling stoner stories. And then Friday's just kind of like a vibe type thing. And we don't have a lot of people in it yet. There's only 140 members or something like that. But the 140 that are there are really good, ride or die. They're there for the right reasons. They're there because they love what we're doing. They want to be a part of it and all of that stuff. It's not people who jumped in the Discord because we heard we had a free giveaway, and then they'll never
Yeah.
talk in there again. It's like community members. It's people who are there that are holders, or they want to be holders, and they will be holders when they can get the funds, or because people, life happens, that shit happens. Not everybody can afford it all at the same time, and that's fine. As if you're there to support and you're coming to spaces, or you're chilling out with the Chiba tribe on Discord and just really getting to know who your fellow Chiba tribe members are, I can't think of anything else that could make me happy if that's what you decided you needed to do. And that's what they do in there. And it's kind of sporadic. Like, we have people that talk, and then it'll be hours of talking, and then there'll be, a couple hour break, because there's just 137 right now people in there, but they're all really good supporters, and they're all there for the right reasons. They're not there for, let's see I want to jump in for this giveaway, and then I'm not going to talk anymore. So
You know what's funny?
that's
Most panhandlers
cool.
don't ask for weed; they ask for money. Even if you offer them weed, they're probably like, just give me the money so I can get whatever I really want. So, panhandling in the
Right.
cannabis community isn't really a prominent, perspective. It's always usually the other way around. Like, you don't even have to ask a stoner if there's 2 joints in their pocket. Odds are they're gonna offer you one.
Here's the
Yeah, I
five.
know.
Have y'all had any issues, or do y'all think, like in the future, there's going to be any issues, as the laws and regulations are changing for like weed and stuff? Like, because some states, are being a little bit more open and doing it, but it feels like some other places are kind of like getting a little bit more restrictive. Do you see that as like being a problem in the future for y'all, or is that something that like you guys are trying to stay on top of?
We've stayed really good on top of it. There's 2 states that we won't ship to in the United States that I know for sure of, and that's Kansas and Idaho, because their regulations are a lot different than some of the places. But we're able to ship to all states besides those 2, and in Canada, because it's just like shipping a tomato seed. Until you plant that into the ground, it's not considered THC bearing at all until it goes to flower. So we do have a disclaimer that's going to be on our page that says, basically, in a nutshell, it's going to have some really big words, but it's going to say, hey, when you get this planter, what you decide to do with it after that is on you, but just grow at your own risk. If you need to
It's a
know.
novelty paperweight that you can do something with that you shouldn't do. I remember back in the day, if you guys remember salvia, I want to see some emojis in the chat, bro. If you shout out to salvia, bro, because I remember going into the hippie stores, and they had incense, and they were like, I'm looking at all these
Yeah.
incense, and the first one that caught my eye, it was called Pussy, and then you see Money, and then you see Sex on the Beach, and I'm like, all these incense are memes. Like, I'm just now
Yeah.
realizing incense are memes. Holy shit. And I'm like, what are all these fucking scents and flavor? Like, what is this? It's like, I never seen incense like that before, where it's like, and that's everywhere. Now I see it everywhere I go.
I
So
know.
I looked, and right next to it, there was an incense that said salvia, 180 extract. And it said really, really big, do not smoke it. Do not set it on fire. Do not burn it in a small building. Don't burn it in a room with the windows closed. Don't do this in a car. It was the funniest
Yeah.
marketing I've ever seen in my life. So I said, all right, I'm going to do everything you just told me not to. And it was the craziest 5 seconds of my life. And I'm big with loopholes. I've been a fan of them my entire life, and being able to say, like, this is a novelty thing, it's something that has been done time and time again for decades.
Yeah. And you remember smoking that shit that they used to get, that synthetic weed that was like at head shops and stuff, that was like those flower
Oh, the
incense or whatever?
K2, that thing,
K2.
dude, that was so addictive. I never got
Oh,
into
the
it.
spice
I
stuff?
never
my.
got into spice, but I had so many friends that were so into it
I
because
didn't
they
like
thought
it.
it was less
I hated
addictive. It wouldn't get them in trouble with their drug test. They said that it wasn't like,
Yeah.
it's not like weed. It's like that. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'll see you in like 2 years when all the studies come out. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Because I could see day one they were
Yeah.
addicted. They quit smoking weed immediately, and now all they smoked is spice. Or K2
Yeah, I
is
did
what
it
we
a
called it
couple
around
times,
here.
and it was terrible.
It's so
Like,
I never.
never.
It
It's
smells
so
so
gross.
bad. Why would you?
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
like
know.
the weirdest, worst smell. It can't taste good.
I know it was bad, and so I did it like I said once or twice, and I was like, I'd rather just get accidentally get caught than do
Yeah,
this
that was
because this
legal
is
at the
bad
time. It
shit.
was everywhere, and they were
Yeah,
saying,
it
"Don't
was
smoke
legal.
weed,
Yeah,
smoke this," and it was kind of
yeah,
everywhere. Like,
yeah. It was. It was back in what, like 2009, 10, 11
Yeah,
area.
all the gas
Somewhere
stations and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh yeah, I can get this weed stuff at the gas station, and
yeah,
it's legal, cool. Like, nope,
yeah,
no
yeah, I
thanks.
like how they chose to do
yeah.
the not
No.
NFT NYC kind of marketing, where they're like, "Not weed," like buy this, not weed. We're
Yeah,
not
no.
weed. Buy
Not,
Those
us.
is
hashtag not weed.
Yeah, hashtag
buy
not weed.
this,
That's
not weed.
spice. They're gonna make a comeback with this marketing we're giving them.
I'm telling you, it's like LimeWire
But this is the
at the
important
NFT
of lab
NYC.
testing, right? I want to dive a little bit into the lab testing stuff. So like with
Okay.
the planters and stuff, like the
Uh-huh.
seeds, do they come with like lab tested information so people know like exactly what they're growing, or is it more like
Yes.
I know there's no pesticides because I didn't put any in it?
Yes, because it's a seed. So it's from seed to auto, it's seed to harvest 90 days. It's going to come with a grow guide and it's going to tell you everything about that seed. So it's going to
But I'm
tell
saying,
you,
is
you
it
know,
like
where
a lab test, third party thing, or is this more like I gotta trust this information, or is it something that can be verified through some kind of checks and balances?
yeah, it can be verified because we get it from a specific
Cool.
place and it can all be verified through there.
I've
So,
had people reach
and
out
you'll
to me
get it
that
when you
want
get,
me to like promote their vape pens, and they'll put my NFTs on their vape pens, but they're like making them from their home in a
yeah,
basement. I'll
yeah.
never.
Not doing that. Yeah. We don't know what you've been touching before you started filling it up and
As
playing
much as I
around
love
with
small
it.
businesses, when you start to mess with drugs, unless you're Walter White, I'm not touching it.
I'm not touching it. I know. Oh,
Yeah, but that's why I
man.
was
So,
asking because I think this. Oh, go ahead, Miggy. You barely said a word.
I'm sorry, I was gonna ask like how many strains total are y'all working with that you guys are gonna be sending out the grow kits and stuff.
There's 10. So there's Skittles, Bruce Banner, Purple Haze, Northern Lights, Gorilla Glue, Sweet Tooth, Trainwreck. Who am I missing? Did I say Northern Lights already? Northern
You're
Lights.
such a
Yeah.
Oh,
stoner.
White
Love
Widow.
me some Gorilla. Ooh,
What?
White Widow. That's the one.
White
That's the
Widow.
one I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
White Widow. Hold on, I'm
Gorilla
missing
Glue's my
one.
favorite. And I missed the original, and the fact that they had the legal battle that they had to have, it makes me so angry for like where the industry went after that. Like right after the Gorilla
Yeah.
Glue lawsuits from Gorilla Glue, the glue people, and then everything kind of went white labeling, collaborations, partnerships. Like Skittles is like in on it now, and everybody's getting their
Yeah.
royalties and their residuals from this, and
Yeah.
it just became this whole like it went too mainstream too fast, and all the people that built up the industry that were
Yeah.
disrupting, like they all got screwed over, every single one of
Yeah.
them, and it just breaks
I
my
know.
heart because like I'm big into MedMen. If you know about their
Uh-huh.
conspiracy, like they're like the
Yeah.
Philip Morris of cannabis. They're like the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, just to see the way that this industry went from like, if you sell weed, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. You're never going to get to see your family again. To like now you can do it if you can afford $100,000 application fee or $1 million licensing, distribution fee or
Mhm.
whatever. Like it's so upside down. None of it makes sense. It breaks my heart. So
I know.
I want to see things like Chiba Pet succeed because I think it brings that opportunity
Mm-hmm.
back to the people who fought the fight, who were at the protests, who were
Exactly.
going to jail just because they were smoking a doobie in front of a cop in protest. Like those people
Yeah.
put that, they can't even get a job right now at McDonald's because they did what it took for you to be able to go to the store and use your credit card to buy weed.
Yeah, exactly. And that was our purpose was to help people, especially first time growers, get their feet wet because this won't be it with Chiba Pet when it comes to the planters. Like we're planning on going bigger and better and have, obviously these 10 strains and the other strain was super skunk, by the way. So
Oh, I love that so
I
stoner
miss-
moment. It'll come to me when I'm
Yeah.
not even
Love me some
trying.
skunk.
Yo, and you
Yeah.
didn't mention
Love me
the best
skunk.
part. You didn't mention the best part. Tom told me I think it said 90 days to harvest.
yeah, that's
No
from seed to harvest
way.
is 90 days.
No,
That's
I don't.
crazy.
I'm
And, like-
calling scam, bro. I need to see it to believe it. I want
promise you.
one. That is so crazy. Like it's literally
Yeah.
unbelievable. I don't believe it.
I'm
I
gonna get a
want to
grow
do it.
kit and document the 90 day, the 30
Yeah,
or
every
I'm gonna
single
That's what
day
we
I will
want
take.
everybody to do.
That's what I'm gonna do every single day. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
a picture till the day. Hopefully on day 91, it's hanging upside down drying.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
And it's
getting
actually
pressed.
a lot
92?
less than 90.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or getting
For some
pressed into
people.
live resin, right? Because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be making resin, and then if you want to buy the pressed
Nice.
flour trash when I'm done with it, I'll have some flour trash for sale.
Yeah, nice.
take the
That's what I'm
flowers back.
saying.
Yeah, everybody likes that.
But that's what we want to do.
Yeah,
we want,
do
and
it.
then season 2 is going to have 10 new strains too. So the concept was to do another one, and then season 3 let them have babies, and then
Yes.
like that's what we're going to do.
You're gonna teach
And,
people how to
the thing
cross
is-
pollinate.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be for, and it's supposed to kind of get people, on board, and then we get bigger with and better with the planters.
Oh
So
my
instead
God,
of the
I love
little
this.
24-ounce, it's going to be the gallons and stuff
Oh,
like
and
that.
you can
to
do
where
ladybugs.
all these people are,
The ladybugs, because
Yeah.
you know how everybody, like, if you grow weed, you hate ladybugs. Like, they will destroy your crop so fast.
Yeah.
So you could have like ladybugs in there, and like if you have ladybugs in your metaverse, Chiba Pet, you have to take care of like the infestation or something. You really
That's what- because you'll have a
gamify
greenhouse.
this. Yeah, you can really
Yeah, you'll
gamify
have a
not just the
greenhouse.
good things, but all the things
Yeah.
that can go wrong too. Like I want to come
Yeah.
in and be like, oh, I forgot to water them, and something like now my, like even in the real world
And then
have
they're
the
over
same
there like-
repercussions in there. Exactly, it's so funny. I love that you're doing like 90 days is insane though. Like I want it just because, and I feel like that's going to be a good marketing thing. Like prove me wrong. Like prove me
Yeah.
wrong, let me prove me
Yeah.
wrong. Have a picture every day, water it, give us the evidence, so there's no like you put salt in the water and now there's sodium in this, don't try to
Yeah.
cheat. Don't cheat. Do it right.
Yeah.
But prove us wrong.
Yeah. in the windowsill, and it's actually less than 90 days for some people. It depends on your climate. So if you're really, really cold, 90 days. If you're in sunny California where it's freaking 80 degrees all the time and it's in the windowsill, maybe 75, maybe 80.
Now I have a
Like,
question.
it's all-
Do these seeds germinate seeds? Because I know a lot of them are kind of GMO'd to where when they fruit, there's no seeds in the buds at all. Like, and even if there are
Yeah, they
seeds,
kinda die.
they don't. Yeah, they don't. You don't get to like
Yeah,
grow it again.
there's
so can I
not any
keep doing-
seeds.
Yeah, so there's no like reproduction. I have to keep getting the plant.
Well, it'll come with 2 seeds. So the germination rate on it's 98%. So the chances of your
no,
seed
I mean
not
after it
germinating-
grows, after it's done growing, I still don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
free seeds. I have to hit you guys up for more seeds.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
some
they're female
Monsanto
plants,
shit,
female
bro.
strains.
That's
Yeah.
Monsanto's fault. I blame Monsanto for that. They found a way to
Right.
corner the seed market with time expiring reproduction seeds. It's like great scam, Monsanto. Now my food can't even make more food. Yeah, no, it's
So,
very common. I've been looking into trying to grow, and it's like, yeah, if you grow, most likely you can't regrow the seeds from that. You have to find like legacy seeds or specifically like
Yeah.
engineered ones. And I think we're already at. I think what was it like 2 years ago? I think there was a study where there's no indica or sativas anymore. Everything is just a variant of a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say, but these are all the original OG strains, and we did that on purpose because we were like, everything is purple watermelon bunt cake and
Yeah.
candy flavored Kush times runts,
We've
and
gone
it's
too
all that,
far.
and you're kind of going, what the fuck is it,
Yeah, we've gone
So
too
it's
far.
like, let's just go back to the originals, the
Baskins
OGs. that you
and
can't even
Robbins
get it
on
anymore.
ecstasy. You go into Baskins and Robbins, you can get your regular. You can't. They don't do that. Everything's all mixed up. It's I
Yeah.
miss just like Gorilla Glue. I like GG2, and I'll settle for GG4.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, people say it's really hard for them to find purple haze, just regular purple haze, and you can get it. You can get it with us.
Oh no,
And
I
it's
can tell you
just-
it's impossible to
it's-
find Gorilla Glue. I go to the 3 dispensaries whenever I try to get stuff, and none of them ever have it.
Yeah, and
I
you
haven't
have
seen
it.
lemon
but you-
skunk around in ages.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Super skunk or anything. You
Hey.
can't find it. Right now, I have OG Skywalker in my shit, and the Runts one that I was talking about. Kush. It's Killer Kush times Runts.
What are the supply
runs?
laws like? Since you're kind of in that conversation, I'm curious because now it's given me an idea where if I do this and I have 10 plants and in 90 days, like, how does it work if I wanted to be a supplier for a local dispensary? You know, like, could I be like, you know, the house flower? Because a lot of these dispensaries have like their own you know, they grow it in like the back room of the dispensary, and it's like house flower kind of thing. Is there any way? Have you had those conversations, or you know what that would be like for me to be like a freelance grower distributor for like a local dispensary?
That's what we're gonna allow people to do that. Like we're going to allow people to take their seeds and sell them.
Oh,
Like we're even
perfect.
allowing it on a merchant thing to where, like, we have a friend named Pete. He's out in West like Oregon or somewhere over there. He and like even Santa Claus, he's got his own seed right now called Purple Marley, and we're going to allow people to go on and sell their own seeds. So even if you
Nice.
wanted to mess with Chiba Pet seeds and then make your own like cross strains or whatever, you could do that, and then you sell them in merchants
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah. I
Chiba
want to do
World.
that. That's
Like
what I want to
it's
do.
for that. So if you wanted to do it that way, now you know with the dispensaries, Tom has talked a little bit about, putting our planters in some dispensaries. I know we said to skip the dispensaries, but we think that if we could actually have something there for people to actually grow it
I could
themselves
come
and
up
they
with a
know
whole
exactly what.
I could come up with a whole thing right now where basically you stake my planter in a dispensary and I basically pay for like the the watering or whatever, and then
Yeah.
I can go and I get a residual of what they sell it for. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
gamification to that. Yeah, I know we haven't had a chance to really vibe one on one, like to talk more about like stuff, but I definitely have a lot of ideas I would love to contribute to the Chiba Pet, roadmap.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I want because I want to take part in it. There's no
Yeah.
like pay me or I'm not going to give you my cool ideas. I just want to give you cool ideas so you do them so I
Yeah.
can take use of them. And I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
not enough people in this space do that. They're like, oh, I wanted you to do something cool with your project, but how much are you going to pay me to like tweet about you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want to say because I reach out to people and I'm like, yo, you want to come on my podcast? And they're like, I can't afford it, or marketing's not really in the budget. And I'm like, bruh, it's free. Like
It's
you
free.
can
Only
just
five
Yeah.
talk
thousand
to
dollars
me.
an episode. Come on.
It's just free. And they're like, oh, as soon as they find out it's free, like, they usually hop on. But it is like a weird conversation starter. And I know people aren't reaching out to me to say, hey, man, I want to talk to you about this or I want to talk to you about that because they think this is
Yeah.
like a paid show or something. Like,
Yeah.
As Voria takes care of everything, we just want somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we ran over
And I love
time.
it.
We
I
ran
think
over
that's great.
time, everybody. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Okay.
We have 147 people watching on my Twitter right now live. If you could hit that retweet button, that would be great. If you could comment, that would be even cooler because I follow everybody who comments because I know who's not a bot. Like, you're probably not a bot. You have to like turn on not safe for work settings just to follow me. So most of the people that follow me aren't bots. Just don't really see a lot of engagement in the comments section. So hit me up, guys. Let's get to know each other down there below in the comments. Check out Chiba Pet on X. Give them a follow. They got a Discord with Drip, so if you want to get wet, hop on over there. They got some dripping and dripping dropping. And Miggy's so busy, he's literally working 2 jobs at once right now. So give him a follow at Miggy Crypto Live.
Live, baby.
All right,
Appreciate
guys,
you.
we're out of here. Have a day.
See ya.
Smoke them if you got them.
Put one up in the air for us.